welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. So today I wanted to do a little video on the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I bought this from Sephora. It was about $46 and it is a contouring palette. And I thought what I would do with this video is kind of show you how to do a quick little contour and baking type of routine, okay? So here you have, this is the bronzing color I use the most, and it's definitely a warm brown, a little bit on the red and orange tone. This is definitely your contour color here that I would use to kind of chisel out my face. And then this here, it's a little bit of a lighter contour color than this one. This is definitely for darker skin tones, and I am pretty tan now. So what I like about this palette is that first of all, it's all matte. Second of all, it has beautiful blendability. The colors are dark, they're really pigmented. They're bigger than, say, the Anastasia contour palette. Maybe I'll get that out to show you guys the difference. But the only thing is you can't, like with the Anastasia contour palette, you can take those contour and highlighting powders out and put in new ones, and they've got a whole bunch now, so they got a wide range of colors. I bought that palette when that was kind of all they had. They didn't have other colors, and my skin changes so much because it is a yellow based undertone, and I am tan now, and then in the winter obviously I'm not, but if you get a spray tan, and these colors just kind of all go with all of those kind of issues that I face. I think that this would look great for women with darker color. Of course, women that are paler, you want to have a lighter hand. This would work great for you too. But I think women that are on the darker end of the spectrum when it comes to skin tones, you have trouble finding that right contour and bronzing powder. Then of course, these highlighters up here are amazing. This is a beautiful orangey color that you want to put right in where your darkest coloring is on your under eyes. If you have any darker purples or blues or anything like that. Sorry, I'm sitting. The yellow is a beautiful color to use for the baking, which I'm going to show you guys, and to set your under eye concealer, which I will show you as well. And then this is a beautiful just setting powder. I would use it to set over my yellow if I'm going to set my under eyes, or even just where I highlighted my face. I use the NYX Creamy Concealer under my eyes already, and then the Magic Lumi in the pink color to kind of give me a little bit of a brighter effect. I am going to be going out later, so yeah, that's kind of the rundown of this palette. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite contouring tool to use to date. It's really the colors that make a contour palette good, in my opinion. And these are the perfect bronzers and contouring colors that you're going to find out there. So, yeah, I thought I would start with this. Now, sometimes I would say you could even use a cream contour. I'm going to do a whole video on cream contouring and highlighting coming up. But sometimes I do a cream contour and then I'll just use this bronzer just to set everything, especially in this heat and humidity. Lord, I need to open a window, and these lights are, I'm like, oh my God, help me. Really, I need to turn on the air conditioning. I don't know what people are thinking here, and this hair is killing me right now. It's like, oh. Okay, so let's begin. What I'm going to do is, what I first like to do is I first like to bronze my face, and I'm going to be using this middle shade here. For this, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques. This is the contour brush. It's kind of got a little bit of a tulip tip at the end here. You could use whatever brush you feel comfortable about for bronzing. And this stuff is very pigmented. A little bit powdery when you dip your brush in, as you can tell. You'll see. I want to get it on my carpet, but I don't know if you can see that. So just be careful. If your carpet's white like mine, just be careful. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of bronzing where the sun would naturally hit my face. now that that's done, and don't be afraid if you're not an expert at contouring, because this is the purpose of the video. Baking is kind of to clean up those heavy-handed contours or bronzers, or when you're just in a rush or your contour doesn't look the best, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go in next with this deep dark color here. So we use this color to bronze, and this is going to be our contour color. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the sculpting powder by Kevin Aucoin. It's got a little bit of that texture and color, but a little bit more warmth to it, which is kind of interesting and nice. And you guys know I love using this brush to contour with. It's a know-nothing brush. Maybe if you guys get a thicker eyeshadow type of brush, you could use it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just define, as you would with a cream contour, the hollows of your face, okay? Just everywhere where we want our contour to go. I kind of like making a T up here by my eyebrow, by the way. Bringing the contour down a little bit. Oops. I hate these little hairs right here. I want to shave them off. Do you guys have those? The little, like, up here, baby hairs? It's annoying. They just get in my way. Contour the nose, so you're starting up kind of by the eyebrow and drawing a line down. Okay, and then around the nose. This is going to give the appearance of a slimmer nose, which is why I like using a brush like this. You just have more control. Please don't drop on my carpet. Seriously, who's texting me? Underneath the chin. And then to make yourself not have a double chin, even if you don't, it's kind of nice to contour and chisel that area out. Okay, so you're set. So let's talk a little bit about this yellow color up here. I'm going to use the banana color here and then this light color to set my under eye makeup. It is such a beautiful creamy color. I love this yellow color. It sets so nicely, and this is just so your concealer doesn't crease, especially in the humidity. And then this color, this matte kind of cream color next to it is gorgeous to kind of help set your whole face. So I'm just kind of putting it to where I put highlighter. And then you're ready to go out. This is it. I'm kidding. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend in my contour a little bit, and then we are going to bake it. So I'm going to take that same brush, and I'm going to go in circular motions and kind of try and blend it in as best as I could. Same thing over here. Now, it's okay if it's a little bit too much or it goes a little bit too far down your jawline, because we're going to fix that. Okay, so as you can tell, it's pretty much blended in. It does take a lot of time, so be patient with blending it in, especially if you're living in a hot, humid climate. Your makeup can tend to stick and skid, and if you're hot, you know what, just take your time. So it seems, as you can tell, it's a nice contour, but it's a little bit thick, which was my purpose. If you're going to be baking, you want to, I think of it as cleaning up your contour. So what you do is you'll take a thin brush like this, and you could use this with Ben 9, banana powder, any kind of really yellow powder, even Laura Mercier that isn't the yellow undertones, you could use that setting powder. And I'm going to take the yellow, and what I'm doing is I'm putting it right underneath that contour and really just loading it on right underneath there. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to let this sit just for a little bit. And I already had my eye makeup, and I'll use the Hourglass Radiant Light all over my face. So if you have any other makeup to apply, I would suggest you go ahead and do that and let this just kind of sit, and that's where the baking comes in. It's just going to clean up that contour line, make it crisper, make it more defined, make your contour not look so heavy without leaving any type of residue. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. I did bring the Anastasia contour palette so I could show you guys kind of what it looks like in comparison. It's kind of messy. For some reason these powders oxidized like crazy on me, so I had to scrape off the top layer so I could get some color payoff. I don't know why, it was probably something I did. But you can tell they're obviously a lot smaller. The colors are visibly different from the Shade and Light. I do like the concept of the contour palettes. I really liked the yellow powder in here, and I used these kind of equally. I mean, you can't really tell, but I did put a good dent in this palette. But I do prefer this one. So I'm going to kind of get up close to the camera so hopefully you can see. I have Hourglass Ambient Blush on, then I have my contour, and then the baking. So it should kind of look like a 3-layer cake right there. And you can kind of see where the baking is. And I just let that sit, and I went ahead and I finished up my eye makeup and my lips. Okay, so hopefully you guys could see that. So then what I do is I just get a big kabuki brush. This one's by e.l.f. And I'm just going to kind of blend everything together. I love these kabuki brushes. At first I didn't know how to use them. When I first started doing my makeup, I'm like, ooh, who wants to be using this big brush all over their face? But oh God, it's amazing. It's wonderful. And you're going to be able to tell everything is blended in. You can't see any of those harsh lines. Any of the heavy contouring just kind of looks smoother now. And I'm going to be using the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I am obsessed with this stuff. I just did a whole video on kind of that glow within using like a couple of the new products that I bought. This would be great for doing like a strobing video. Everyone's doing those strobing makeup videos, which just is a fancy way of saying highlighting, I think, in my opinion. So after that, I'm just going to go ahead and dust this all over my face because I'm going to need it. This stuff is amazing as a setting powder. And then I'm just going to set everything with Skindinavia setting spray, makeup setting spray. I don't think that I have anything else to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and you picked up a few tips. If you've been using the Shade and Light contour palette by Kat Von D, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. My eyes are the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, by the way. I've been using that, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial in a little bit once I get comfortable with it. So, yeah. I love Shadow Play, Lyric. They're two of my favorite colors in this contour palette, but I love them all. So, the names are really cool, too. We'll see you next time. Bye!